if you're trying to apply for a job at Walmart, okay, this is exactly what you need to do. And this video might be a little bit long. You guys can speed it up if you need to, okay? But the other day I saw someone on a live talking about this, and I disagree with quite a few of the things that they were saying on that live. But again, I'm not going to go into detail. I'm going to tell you, I have been with Walmart for 9 years in a leadership position. Okay, I'm not going to go into details either, but yes, I have done a lot of hiring. I have done a lot of developing training, not only at Walmart, but even prior companies. People that know me in person, they know what I'm talking about. But this is what you need to know. First, when you apply for a position at Walmart, you need to understand this. It's not only you. We get hundreds and hundreds of applications almost daily, okay, for the same exact position. Now, and this is not to discourage you, but what happens is when we're looking through those applications, all we're seeing is name, basic information about you, and that's about it, okay? And I'm going to tell you, when you apply, the first thing that you should do is go to the store and put a face to that application. So if you apply for, let's say, cashier, front end, right? Go to the front end and ask to speak to the manager for front end, okay? And say, my name is so-and-so, and I just submitted an application for this position on this day, and I'm really interested in the position. That's why I'm here. I wanted to put a face to my application, and I wanted to introduce myself. Guess what? When that manager is going back to, all the applications that you received, and she sees your name, she's going to remember your face. And she's going to be like, oh, yes, that's the person that came in person, blah, blah. I really like her attitude. I like the way she looked. I like the way she presented herself, et cetera, et cetera. So that's my first advice to you. Go and introduce yourself in person. Okay. 2, once you're doing the application, another concern that I saw people mentioning is the assessment that you have to take. Yes. Nowadays, especially not only in Walmart, but for many companies out there, there is an assessment part of the application process that you have to take and you need to pass. Okay. So in order to pass this assessment, I'm going to tell you many times, these questions, they're not like really right or wrong answer. Okay. What they seeing is this. Let's say they give you a scenario, or they ask you something and they say, do you strongly agree or do you strongly disagree? And then they give you like 4 options. It's like strongly disagree, strongly agree, and then somewhat agree, somewhat disagree. Don't stay in the middle, okay? First of all, before you answer, think it through, and then think business-wise. If you were the one hiring, what do you want to see on the other person? What answers are you expecting, okay? Don't always just say the first thing that comes to your mind, okay? And then second, like I said, don't stay in the middle. Either strongly agree on your answer or strongly disagree. They also ask you, give you a scenario or something, and then they will say, does this sound more like you or does this sound less like you? Okay, same thing. This sounds more like me or this sounds less like me. Okay, one or the other, but don't stay in the middle. Don't say like, yeah, sometimes it sounds like me, sometimes it doesn't. No, they're going to ask you the same question multiple times throughout the assessment, different wordings, but it's the same concept. Okay, so if you answer strongly agree on this one, 3 questions down the road, don't say strongly disagree, because then they're saying inconsistency. Okay. So that's my number one and most important advice to you to pass that assessment. If you don't pass that assessment, the way it works is like usually you will have to wait some time to reapply. How much time? That depends on how you score, like, on that first assessment. The company has changed it throughout the year, different ways. But the most recent one is like that. It's like depending on how you score, that's how long you're going to have to wait. For some people, it might be 30 days. For some people, it might be 60 days, 6 months. Depending. It also depends on the position that you're applying for. Okay. But again, the number one and most important thing is either strongly agree, strongly disagree, don't stay in the middle, and be consistent with your answers. I hope this helped. If you have any questions, let me know and I'll try to answer them the best that I can.